Hey guys, how's it going? Just jumping on quick, wanted to do a quick news reaction video. I know a couple days ago I did a video on the valuation of some private companies, talked about SpaceX a bit, and now the AI tool maker who has created ChatGPT, they were looking for a value of around $29 billion to raise some money. It looks like they got that value, and they actually got a very strategic acceleration in their partnership with Microsoft as well, which is really interesting. So just wanted to talk about this news today. Look at the search engine market as a whole. Obviously, Google's very dominant in that market. So just looking at the whole picture and what this acquisition may achieve for Microsoft down the line. So obviously, a significant investment here. $10 billion by Microsoft. They already own a piece of the company that kind of owns ChatGPT, but this investment is going to get them to a 49% stake in the company. What's interesting is to get their money back sooner, assuming this company has a profitable, business plan. Apparently, Microsoft will get 75% of the company's profits until they get their money back on their investment, and then they'll go back to their stake at 49% of the company. So they have just under a controlling interest. When we were reviewing this before and we are talking about like a $30 billion valuation, it sounded crazy. And I still think it's obviously a lot of money, very high valuation for a product, despite the potential it has. But if there was a single company that it made sense to take a flyer or invest in a business like this, I think Microsoft's probably that company. So when I saw that it was Microsoft who invested this much, I think I was still a bit surprised. $10 billion is a lot of money. You can do a lot with that, but I wasn't necessarily shocked versus other potential companies investing in a business like this or in a product like this. So Microsoft, while significantly below Google, is in the search engine business already. They have Bing. When I look at worldwide market shares, it really depends on where I go. I get around 3% usually, no matter where I go. So they are technically the competitor brand to Google, globally speaking. But obviously, they're not really competing. It's a huge delta between Google and Bing. But don't let the small size of their market share fool you, because this is a huge market, huge category. Just last year, this company made about, I had it on another slide, but oh yeah, here it is. Makes about $8.5 billion in 2021, and that increased in 2022 slightly, I believe. So this is a big business doing $8-9 billion in revenue a year, probably profiting $2.5-3 billion in net income a year on their search business. So highly attractive economics on the search business. And as Microsoft kind of looks across their business, they're having a lot of issues expanding and growing through acquisition in other areas of their portfolio. They just bought Activision Blizzard, but they're fighting anti-competitive lawsuits there, which that one seems like they should have been able to acquire. So the fact that they're getting pushback there kind of speaks to how hard it is for them to grow through acquisition. And they're just spinning off so much free cash flow, and they're investing a lot back in the business, but they want to be acquiring companies to continue to fuel growth and innovation where they see it. So I think this makes some sort of sense for them to see an area of the market that they participate in, but they are not overly dominant or in a spot that, if anything, the government would probably love to see them challenge Google more, put a lot of pressure on Google, make them innovate, drive down ad prices maybe as they may try to grab market share with an innovative product or element to Bing, like an AI tool. So I think there's a lot of opportunity if they are able to integrate this well into their business, for Microsoft to make this potentially pay out in the long run. Now, it won't be next year, it won't be the year after, but this could be a long-term investment for them. Microsoft makes like $5-6 billion in net income a month. So this is a couple months of net income of their shareholders' profits that they're kind of making this bet with on search. And if anyone was going to make the bet, I think it makes sense for it to be them. I don't think Google, frankly, would have been allowed to buy it. So I think it makes a lot of sense. In terms of the absolute size of this market, Google at 90% market share, I think they do about $25 billion on YouTube. So Google's doing about 180 billion at 90%. So this is about a $200 billion market in terms of search engine ad sales. So a big market to be playing in, even if Bing gained some traction, became kind of even just like an alternative to people for certain kinds of searches, going from 3% to 5% or 7%. Could deliver billions and billions of dollars of incremental income a year for their shareholders. So this is an interesting acquisition. I own both Microsoft and Google, so I don't mind this acquisition for Microsoft. I think this is probably the worst place this feature could go for Google shareholders. So personally kind of split on how I feel about this, but generally, I think it makes sense for Microsoft. And while it's a big price tag, I kind of see why this was a place they wanted to play more on and try to grow their market share versus Google in this huge category. So I'm interested in your thoughts. If any of you have been playing around with ChatGPT or own Microsoft or Google shares, would love to hear what you think about this deal. Do you still think that 29 billion valuation is way too much money? Would you rather see Microsoft invest in other areas of their business like cloud or gaming or whatever it may be? Would love to hear your thoughts on this one.